Hello class, it's Mr. Anama-Green. I'm making this video to give you an overview of what you're going to be working on for today. So the first thing that I want you to do today is I want you to continue working on the tutorial that we were working on last class. So if you remember, we started doing the jetpack jumper tutorial again, and we had the activity, the coding activity to go along with it, so that as you went through the tutorial, you could highlight lines of code that you thought were important. So the first thing that I want you to do is finish that, and as soon as you've finished, I have a couple of questions that I want you to answer. So these are the questions that I would like you to jot down and answer on a piece of paper as soon as you finish going through the tutorial and the activity. I'll make these available through the Edmodo site as well. Something else that you all have been working on is creating a list of the processes, the steps, the goals, and some of the rules of the jetpack jumper game. So as you remember last class, I allowed you to work with a partner, um, and one person would play the game while another person would watch, and the person who was watching would jot down what they thought the goals and the rules, some of the processes, etc. were. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you a list of some of the possible steps that you could have written down. So what I want you to do with this, I want you to compare your answers with this list. I want you to see which answers you have in common with this list, if there are some that you have that didn't make it to this list, or vice versa. I want you to jot that down on your original piece of paper, and then I want you to talk with the person that you were working with and compare your answers with that person. Okay, so that's the second thing I want you to do. The third thing that I want you to do today, and this might be a bit of a break from coding, I want you to watch some interviews with some Microsoft software engineers. And I think that you'll find that that you might have a lot in common with some of these people. So what I want you to do is go to this website. I believe I've got the website in a Word doc. Yes, I do. So this is a shortcut to the website to watch these interviews. There are several. And this very first one, this is just a Microsoft engineer talking a bit about jetpack jumper, so you can watch that one first. Then you'll scroll down and you'll click this right arrow to get to the first one.
For Xbox.
And there are several. I believe there are 3 or 4. But you can progress through them as you'd like. And you can watch them individually. You can watch them with a friend if you'd like. And then after you've done that, this is what I want you to do. I want you to take out a sheet of paper and a pen or a pencil, and I want you to write a short reflection. And this is what I want you to reflect on. So first of all, I just want you to write about, in real general terms, some of your responses to the stories that you've just watched and heard from these software programmers. And then I want you to pick just one person's story. And I want you to think about some things that you have in common with that person. You're taking an introduction to computer programming class. And at some point in the past, each of these people did the same thing. Also, at some point in the past, for some more than others, the more distant past, at some point they were right where you are right now. They were in high school, they were ninth graders, they were going through some of the same things that you all are going through. So I want you to think about that a bit as you think about their story. And I want you to consider if you enjoy having the kind of job that this person has. Okay? And just write about that. Okay, so if you finish early, here's what I want you to work on. So if you remember, when we were going through the Jetpack Jumper tutorial, there were a few options for you to customize Jetpack Jumper. And some of you have completed other tutorials since then where you were able to make a lot more changes, like changing the background or changing the character. Well, this link will show you how to make those kinds of changes with Jetpack Jumper. So, for example, you can change what Jetpack Jumper looks like, you can change the background, or you can change some more of the rules than you were able to change just with the tutorial. So I'll show you what this link looks like. Again, this is the link. And this is from the TouchDevelop website. And it'll show you how to change the look and feel, background image, add more art, change what Jetpack Jumper looks like, change some of the obstacles, etc. So, if you finish early, this is what I want you to start working on. Okay? And as always, if you have any questions, I'll be right here.